Hey everybody, I'm Ronnie from A Teacher's Wonderland, and you are watching A Teacher's Wonderland YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and then hit that bell so that you can be notified anytime we post a new video. Today we're talking about our math place value centers. Of course, math, right? But we're specifically talking about how we can use these centers in our classroom. I don't know about you, but our place value is the very first lesson that we have for our students. That's just in my district. Now we do go in Unit 3 and we hit up like small place value, but we don't really hit like the real place value. Now we know place value starts in like kinder ones in our tens place. And then we go place and now we're in our thousands. Start building and then you get to your, do they even go that? I don't know. I've never taught higher than fifth. So it's important that we recognize value is an important part of math lessons. And if we don't have them structured, even from kindergarten, guys, it's going to be a problem because then the kids can't group based off of their ones, their tens, their hundreds, their thousands, etc. So I love going back and spiral value because it is a skill that they need. I mean, look at standards from kindergarten to fifth grade. You literally can watch them piggy pile. I think it's piggyback. Piggy pile. Anyways, you'll learn. I don't do well with idioms. They're gonna piggyback off of each other. I'm gonna say piggyback because I think that sounds right. And they're going to be able to kind of follow each other. So like in kindergarten, you're going to have that ones and tens, maybe even just ones depending on your students. And then in first grade, you're going to have your tens, possibly even your hundreds. Then you're going to move up and you're going to go to your thousands. And you're just going to keep progressing as you go through. So it is important that you hit these place value, like it's place value. It's not just place value, it's place value. Oh, yeah, I know. I haven't had my Diet Coke today, so could be why we're a little wiry. Anyways, I'm going to show you some of my favorite math centers that I can use in my classroom today, tomorrow, even next week. And I love using them in Math in a Blink. And if you don't know Math in a Blink, you know, a series about that. It is all over my Instagram under A Teacher's One. And you can see my Math in a Blink and how we go through and create everything and how I plan my math the week, sometimes even the month. So let me show you one of my first centers that I love. I have a cool thing where I can drop. Let me get it because it's here. Okay. My first thing that I love to do are the notes. Okay. These notes are actually created, and they were created because I'm going to like adjust it to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. These notes were actually created by me because my kids couldn't learn anything and they were not able to remember stuff once they took the test on it. And they were like, okay, I took the test, okay, bye. Out of my head. I'm like, no, we need to know how to do this. Like, you got to go back and learn. So I created these math notes as a way for my students to understand the skill again each time. So I'm just going to kind of show you how we use these math notes. We actually use these during mini lessons. However, I have heard that teachers love to use them during small group, which I thought was not small group, center group. Like that's like a station. I thought that was brilliant because I have an entire year's worth of curriculum for this. And I was like, I never would have thought to do that, but that is so smart. So here's how I do it. In my lesson, I would actually just go through and wait, where do I put my hand? You can see, boom, right there. Okay, so this is like the main lesson right here. Then the students take notes, and then right here is buddy practice, which is the we do. And then right here is the you do. So it's the I do at the top, the you do. Now, I know some teachers say that this is a terrible method. I personally love this method because I like to be doing the gradual release with my students. This is a great way for my students. Wait, I go the other way. Boom. This is a great way for my students to take notes. So when I did this in center maybe 3 months. Okay. And challenging for me, but that's okay. Okay. So, when I did this part, what I did in the centers, I did this part with students. They took the notes, and then the buddy practice they were able to do in a center, and then independent practice with in a center. It was super awesome, and a great center. And literally, I just say, "Here's your page. Glue it in your notebook. Let's go." Okay. Can you hear my little one? She's okay. Okay, number 2. Okay. When introducing these to you, you can send me a Target gift card if you want. I don't like Starbucks. You can send me a Diet Coke. It's cool too. You're probably like, okay, what is it then? Before I send you a Diet Coke, what is this thing? This is called choice boards. I love choice boards. Like, no joke. There I am. You can see me now. Okay. Just so you have an idea of what choice boards are, this is how I created them. There are 9 things. It's really hard to track my camera with this thing. 9. There are 9 tasks that the students can do, and they can choose any of the 9. And this is great because it's allowing your students something that resonates with them, and it will encourage them to. So I personally will take mystery, I'll say, okay, choice boards for this unit. You can do this as your center. Go. Choose whatever 3 you want. Now, they can do it 3 across, 3 straight down, 3 diagonal, or 3 random boards. I do tell them that if they don't complete the 3, then it's teacher's choice. And they don't like that. So a lot of times I just say, well, if you don't want teacher's choice, get it done. Okay, so let's go through them. I'm going to actually pull up my other choice boards for you so you can actually see what they look like, because it's really cool. This is the 4th grade version. So I'm going to pop them all in here for you so you can actually see them. It might go out of order, but that's totally fine. Okay, so we're going to start at I, apparently, and we're going to do a beat the clock. So every single one of their tasks has directions right here at the top, plus it is on the main page. So beat the clock is awesome and very challenging. I like to use this one to tell my students, hey, you've got 3 minutes and I want you to answer what is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 questions. I might give them 8 minutes. Sometimes I say, you know what? You and your partner choose your number and tell me what it is. And we'll go from there. When you allow your students to choose the time, they feel less frustrated and less stressed, and they might not want to, they might not worry about the time, and they're having fun. The next one that you can use is story time. I've done this, and I've had kids get really creative, like Princess, and the dragon had to come and save her by completing a ton of math things. So they can do a story, and this is being the teacher. This is a script for your students, and they get to go and be the teacher. They have 4 minutes to teach this lesson. And they can teach maybe just a standard form or word form, whatever they want. But you let the kids be a teacher. Now, as a kid, this would have been great for me because I want to be a teacher. So, yeah. Okay, music to my ears. So those that are musically inclined might want to make a rap or a song or even a poem, and they can go and actually make music and write music and play with their lyrics. This one is actually a 2-pager, so I'm going to exit out of this guy, but here's your first page. I like to, I will actually, so we do classroom economy in my classroom, and I love taking these and saying, hey, if you make this for me as a Kahoot or a Google form, I'll give you $50 in classroom economy. And they're like, oh! So I will buy stuff off of them if they make it. But their answers have to be correct and they have to have some that are tricky. And this is a great way for them to just kind of plan it out, right? And just make it really simple and easy. Sometimes some of our students that are, again, artsy and they like to draw, color, design, let them create. And then, hey, hand them a bag of ink and chart paper and be like, go. Why not? If they already like doing it, let them. Especially when they are art. Like they are just so artistically inclined. It's just, it's fit for you and them. Okay, so this actually, again, goes with this. So I'm going to cover my face, sorry. You have the game right here. And the kids can actually make an entire game. And then they have little game cards. I actually will print off probably about 30 of them. A lot of the students love to use the little game cards. And when they use the game cards, they're able to just kind of keep. Does that make sense? And then they, and I will buy these off of the kids. I will buy these off of the kids and say, hey, I'll give you 50 classroom bucks. And then I can rotate prep. Why not? Okay, next one is find the mistake. Find the mistake is always going to be a challenging one for the students. And I actually will have less amount of these turned in than any other one because finding a mistake can be very challenging for the students. But if they can find my mistake, then what I will let them do at the bottom there is they get to challenge me and I get to find them. And what, just to make this even more challenging for my students, I will actually have like a marker board behind me and I'll say, okay, how many students that have stumped me this year? And they make it a challenge that when they of how many students beat the teacher, right? So it's a fun way to get them to find that mistake. Sorry for little voices. Okay, and then you have your mystery number. Mystery number is actually critical for your students because at least when we have our state test, we always had to find this mystery number. And this is a great way to incorporate that within your classroom without having to stress them out with all different ones. And again, I'll say to them, challenge me. Let's see if I can find your mystery number. It works and it's fun. So these are great to just toss in your centers and to be able to use on a daily basis. Once again, I will actually sometimes, depending on how I feel like doing it with my students, that unit, sometimes I'll just print like 25 of each of these off. Or what I'll do is I'll say, okay, put your name at the top, highlight the ones you want, and I'm going to run off that many copies. And that's another way to do it, depending on if you have like copy restrictions. Choice boards are phenomenal, and they hit all of those skills that you need. You hear her? Yeah, I hear you too. So do all the viewers. I mean, luckily this isn't live. That's Goofy. Clearly we have Goofy right now. I know it. Okay, so the next thing that we'll do is a math sort, and this is actually what the cover looks like in my store. These are free in my store, so you can always download these today and just, use them in one of your centers immediately. So what we do here is you have one page that I just use for a notebook, and then I have usually three other pages that are connected here to show your students which ones go with where. I use these in different ways, so I'll put these as homework sometimes. I will use these sometimes as just classwork or any of the other events. It's totally up to you on how you want to use them in your classroom, and it's fun, it's engaging, and the kids genuinely like it. Another thing that I have started to do is I've actually started using the digital version because of COVID. So when COVID happened, I didn't see all my kids, so I had to provide this to my students that were at home. So I did make a digital version for my students, and that also did crazy because I was able to tell my students, hey, here are your sorts. Go ahead. I hope these gave you some ideas. I hope these gave you some ideas. Oh, please pause. I hope these gave you some ideas that you can use in your classroom tomorrow, today, whatever you want. Maybe you're watching this at your planning time and math is coming up and you just want to print. So all the links are located below. All you have to do is press show more, and then it'll open up for you, and you can go and do any things and practice any of these activities and do whatever you want. So I can't wait to hear how this goes for you. If you use them, make sure you tag A Teacher's Wonderland there, and I can see them on Instagram or social media, Facebook, whatever. And again, thanks for listening, and thanks for following along. See you soon.